Now, Times Now access Gaurav Luthras' first image after fleeing to Phuket. Here is the image of him, in fact, in Thailand while he was crossing the immigration counter over there. Times Now has now learnt that the Interpol has issued a blue corner notice against the Luthra brothers. Remember, the blue corner notice will help in collecting additional information about a person's identity, location or activities in relation to a criminal investigation. We're also told CBI is going to be getting in touch with their counterparts in Thailand. That's the breaking update coming in to trace and locate Luthra brothers. Big development there. CBI directly in touch with their Thailand counterparts. The Interpol unit in Thailand will then ask local police in Phuket to trace locations of Luthra brothers. If the local police finds them, they'll have the powers to detain them. And sources say that CBI will try to deport Luthra brothers, and efforts are on to complete the process soon. Goa police is going to get an arrest warrant from a local court, which is then going to be forwarded to the Thai authorities if and when Luthra brothers are geolocated. It's CBI's Global Operations Center that's going to ask the Thai authorities to arrest them. And it's a long process, of course, when it comes to extradition. And therefore, deportation can be a much faster executed aspect that they can do.
When exactly the police of Goa contacted the owners of the club? When after the
immediately the moment the call was received, we called for the management.
How did they flee away? How did they leave the country if they were in touch with police, if they were in contact?
No, how? Please do not try to say something which I would not try to respond. It takes time to get the locations and the mobiles are switched off.
5 hours are not enough.
It takes time to get the location.
Additionally, there were multiple complaints about the violations that the entire Romeo Lane chain has been doing across Goa. Very specific, ma'am, to be very specific, Vagator Romeo Lane, which is now planned to be demolished, was also in one of the lists where it was there was a complaint.
Something which I would not.
The complaint was handed over to the Anjuna police, ma'am. Complaint was handed over by the activists, by the lawyers.
Let me check.
In fact, there were orders of High Court to demolish the Vagator Lane.
Please don't say something which you would not be able to support. You are saying what High Court? Just show the High Court orders. Where are they?
We have that, ma'am.
We can work on it. We can work on it.
All right, we have the biggest team of reporters joining us now in this massive investigation. We're going to break it down and bring you all aspects of this. With us is Priyank, Bhavtosh, Arunil is with us, as is Rucha from the site of that demolished, Romeo Lane outlet in Vagator. I'm going to come to each of you on various aspects of this. But first question is to Isha, who's joining us from Thailand. Isha, it's very clear that the CBI has reached out to their counterparts in Thailand, the Interpol division of Thailand, and they have said that with this blue corner notice, they will have to alert them about the whereabouts of these individuals, the Luthra brothers. What do we know about what really the Thailand police are now going to do?
Right, Madhav, the CBI is now involved in this and is now seeking for a blue-collar notice to be issued, which involves the Thailand police as well. In fact, while speaking to some sources, they did confirm to us that if there is a notice that is received, they will be actively supplying information to the counterparts in India as well. So we did see the image of one of the Luthra brothers in entering Phuket. We saw an image in one of the immigration counters that he indeed did arrive here, and both of them left Goa, left India only after 5 hours of the tragedy. It was a completely man-made tragedy. Several norms were flouted, and it could have been completely averted if norms were actually followed and if precautions were taken. But what we are learning from our sources here is that they are around in Thailand, and the search is on to nab them and then further inform.
Let me quickly take that across to Bhavtosh as well. Bhavtosh, what do we know about the entire process? How quickly will these individuals be brought back to face the law in India? Because a deportation, early deportation at that, is something that India is certainly going to seek from their Thai counterparts.
Well, Madhav, adding to what Isha has said, what started as an investigation by a state police has now turned into an international manhunt, with CBI also being roped in by the Goa police. What will happen next is that Goa police obviously will issue an arrest warrant from the court, and immediately that will be sent to Thailand through the embassy, through Indian embassy at Bangkok. And then once that process is done, then it's likely that that arrest warrant will be executed there in Bangkok or in Phuket, because that's the last location that was found. Now, once that happens, then Indian authorities will ask them to be deported, because extradition is a long-drawn process. Their passport will be revoked. That's what we have heard. And the entire process, the Indian authorities, particularly the CBI, wants it to be completed in next few days. And hopefully that will happen, because they have, in fact, arrest warrant that will be issued. And importantly, the FIR is under non-bailable section. And that's the process that CBI has told Goa police to follow as far as this case is concerned.
All right, Bhavto, stay with us. There's another breaking angle now coming in. The Luthra brothers are under the scanner of the investigators, probing the potential links to criminal underworld. A prominent Delhi-based builder, Amit Gupta, was fatally shot in August 2022. The murder was claimed a month later by notorious gangster Deepak Boxer in a social media post. Investigators are now examining whether Luthra brothers had any links with the murdered builder and whether they took his assistance in the past. What exactly are we talking about? Let's quickly explain this entire story to you. This is the entire story, ladies and gentlemen. Here is a builder, Amit Gupta, who was shot dead in 2022. Now, there is a person called Deepak Boxer, the gangster, who claims responsibility for that murder. Is there a link between Luthra brothers? Did the deceased builder help the Luthra brothers? These are some questions that, sources in the investigation are telling us about the role of Luthra brothers as well as this builder who was shot dead, Amit Gupta, and therefore whether there is any kind of underworld link is something that's firmly under the scanner. Let's quickly take this across to Priyank, who's joining us. Priyank, take us through the exact nexus of the builders and why are the Luthra brothers being linked to Amit Gupta and his murder?
See, Madhav, Amit Gupta was the one who was known for his close contact with the bureaucrats here in the national capital as well as in western Uttar Pradesh, and it was alleged that he was the one who used to park money, the ill-gotten money by various officers. But suddenly, in 2 years back, he was shot dead outside his model town residence. We went there, but the family members were not willing to talk. What is being said that in the club operators lobby, because at the Hudson Lane, from where the Luthras initially started, it's a very narrow lane in North Delhi, that they were the one who came in close contact with Amit Gupta, and after his death, certainly they tried to use that position and directly came in contact with various of the officials. That's how this business started flourishing. They also had planned to open one of the outlets in Phuket, but on paper they have been showing that there was an outlet in Phuket, a restaurant in Phuket, but that did not open. That's how it gave them opportunity to flee away from India, because they were very well aware of the fact that
okay, Priyank, stay on with us because you're bringing us another exclusive angle in this story. It is a very, very significant development where the Luthra brothers are under the spotlight for allegedly running a network of shell companies under the guise of a booming restaurant empire. 42 companies in which Luthra brothers were directors had a common address in northwest Delhi, raising questions about the nature of these businesses. What are we talking about? We're talking about 42 firms that have the same directors, that have a common address hub, that is 2590 ground floor of Hudson Lines in northwest Delhi. And this particular address, if we can quickly bring it up on the screens along with those names of those those alleged companies that are available publicly in terms of what are we talking about? Yes, these are 42 firms that have the same director. These are the names of various such companies, being FS Pacific Hospitality, being Life Hospitality. Some of those 42 companies that are scrolling here: Saurabh Luthra, Gaurav Luthra. The two club owners are amongst the owners and directors of these 42 firms. And therefore, what exactly was going on at that particular address? 2590 ground floor Hudson Line, Northwest Delhi. That's a big question that we're asking. And before I go across to Priyank, I want to quickly play out this report that my colleague Mohit Bhatt is getting us from on ground at this particular location. Take a look.
Times Now has tracked down the office of GS Food Studio Private Limited. Now, the directors of this particular company are Gaurav and Saurabh Luthra, the Luthra brothers. Now, what's interesting is that this is the particular office over here. It is as of now closed. Nobody is inside. You can see the lights have been cut off. But around 3 dozen companies, more than 3 dozen companies rather, are registered from this particular address, and as you can see, nobody as of now is working here. So whether these companies are shell companies, whether there is some more to what meets the eye in this particular case, because police is now also investigating the money laundering angle, the financial irregularity angle in this particular case, given the fact that how more than 3 dozen companies are registered at this address. So in guise of hospitality business, in garb of hospitality business, were Luthra brothers running shell companies, and who exactly were the people behind it? Were there more people, influential people who helped Luthra brothers fled the company? That is also part of the investigation. So this is something shocking, given the fact they both have fled to Thailand, the Goa.
Priyank, why are the investigators looking at this angle? How is it significant from the point of view of the fire safety investigations that's going on in Goa? Priyank.
See, Madhav, the Luthras does not have multiple business. They only have the business of hospitality, which means that they had to procure the licenses for the running the operation for the restaurant as well as these clubs which were situated there. So what was the reason of opening 42 companies in the time span of 2 years is certainly a big worry for the investigating officers. So far, they have not been under the radar. But there are 2 names which are certainly making it more dubious. One of the surname of the individual is Gupta as well, which is Ajay Gupta, who is said to be the co-owner of this particular company. We have also got to know that the LOC has also been issued at his residence, which is there in Gurgaon, against Ajay Gupta, which is making this case more murkier. So 42 companies at one location, that too in Hudson Lane, which is a very narrow lane, is certainly raising more suspicion than the answers which have been coming from the Luthras. I spoke to the DG of...
stay on with us. We're going to bring you some more breaking aspects, because at least 3 properties owned by the Luthra brothers have been sealed by the Goa police. This includes a nightclub where the fire incident claimed 25 lives. 2 other properties are located at Vagatar and Anjuna in Goa. Bulldozer action was witnessed at the resort located at Vagator. You can see those pictures of the bulldozer on the beach there. And in fact, several tourists were caught taking pictures as well on this. Let's quickly bring you the FIR also that has come in. Times Now has accessed an exclusive copy of the Goa Inferno FIR, and this FIR has very clearly named the Luthra brothers. They've been named as accused in this entire case. For the very first time, you can see in this particular FIR the name of these 2 individuals. Arunil is bringing us the copy of that particular FIR. This is in fact the first page where it's mentioned PS Anjuna Police Station. The names of Saurabh Luthra, Gaurav Luthra very clearly mentioned. And what is the content and the gist of the FIR? The above persons are the owners, partners, managers, event organizers, other managing staff of Birch by Romeo Lane, Arpora, without taking proper care and caution, without providing fire safety equipment and other safety gadgets, organized a fire show at their restaurant club, which resulted into a serious fire, due to which 25 innocent people succumbed to that and caused injuries to tourists and staff, despite having full knowledge that organizing such a show may lead to serious fire accidents which may cause death of customers and staff. The said restaurant do not have, in fact, details or, in fact, the adequate permission found operating without obtaining permissions and licenses from competent authorities. Let's go across to Arunil for more on this. Arunil, you're bringing us an exclusive copy of that particular FIR, and this FIR itself speaks volumes for what this case is all about. Arunil.
Well, certainly, yes. The investigation in this case started on Sunday morning, and this is the first time that we are getting for our viewers an exclusive FIR copy, which clearly mentions, in fact, highlights the name of the 2 accused, Gaurav Luthra as well as Saurabh Luthra, and it mentions about the aspect that how a fire...
All right, I think we've lost that line there with Arunil. We'll try and reconnect with him, because after Times Now's relentless coverage, now there's a big update coming in. Fire safety checks in all nightclubs in Goa. This is the government order that has been accessed. A special committee has been set up by the government there in Goa, and they will be conducting a fire safety audit of all nightclubs and looking at the details of what really has transpired. They say, and this is a copy of that particular order. Let's quickly bring it up on the screen. The committee shall conduct joint inspections of tourism establishments, including but not limited to nightclubs, bars, restaurants, hotels, guest houses, resorts, so on and so forth, beach resorts as well. All of those details, these are the members, the chairperson, the members of those particular committees, including the civil service, fire service, and other officials, including PWD department officials, and those details of that committee that have been established. This is a massive Times Now impact now, Rucha, that is being witnessed here. This committee that has been formed, which will now be conducting this detailed inquiry into where the fire safety norms have been violated and not across nightclubs in Goa. Rucha.
Well, definitely. We yesterday also saw that the nightclubs were operating without any safety norms, and now the authorities have started the ground action. They are taking action against all those which are violating the norms, those who do not have the safety system, the fire system in place. And this is what the result is when you do not obey the government's laws. This is a location at Wagator Beach where Romeo Lane's Wagator restaurant is completely being demolished by the authorities. This place is an example of violation, that if you play with people's lives, this is what you will get in return. And the Luthras brothers, while they are on the run, the Goa government, the authorities are taking strict action on all the properties that are owned by Luthras brothers. This is one example where with the help of JCB, 2 floors as of now have been demolished, which were made of wood, and this is clear violation of the CRZ norms. This is built right on the Wagator beach. This falls under 500 meters of a span from the coastal line, and it definitely requires lot of clearances from various government departments. It's maybe the environment department, fisheries department, or PWD, town planning. All the departments have clearly given clearance. There's also suspicion of taking and giving bribe.
Stay with us, Rucha. Of course, those shocking pictures of that demolished, a restaurant or the nightclub, whatever one may choose to call it, of course, are there coming in from Wagator Beach. But let's quickly also get you another breaking update. Times Now's access documents showing the Goa police wrote to the passport office seeking urgent revoking of passports of the accused Luthras. The response from the passport office has also been accessed. With us is Arunil, who has accessed that official documentation. Arunil, quickly take us through this particular detail. While the passports have been sought to be revoked by the Goa government, what exactly have the passport authorities said?
Well, this is also significant, Madhav. Exclusive document with us that showcases how Goa police has communicated, written a letter to the passport in Goa asking for the revocation of passports of the 2 accused, Gaurav Luthra as well as Saurabh Luthra. As Bhautosh was also pointing out, that it is kind of an international investigation that has started. Goa police as well as Goa government is going to all the lengths to ensure that the 2 accused who have been absconding now, they feel that they have fled to, are brought back to India and punished immediately.
All right, Arunil, thanks so much for getting us that breaking update. I'm going to thank all our colleagues, Bhavtosh, Rucha, Priyank, Arunil, Isha, as well for getting us all those breaking insights and updates on ground. With that, it's a wrap. We're going to slip into a quick break.